Hey y'all, happy Friday. Let's dig back in, pick back up into this loin belt of truth. So, are you beginning to see, can you see why this piece was so important and why Paul went to this piece first? Because it was foundational to so much else in the Roman armor. And it's foundational to you and I as believers. Truth must be our foundation. And why do we have to settle truth? Truth is absolute. It is unchanging. Truth is consistent. It is not relative. And we've talked about the difference in truth and fact before. If you've studied with me for any length of time, you know that's something that we talk about, is that it may be a statement of, or statement that is true, so it might be a fact, but facts change. Truth does not change. Lisa Bevere's book, if you haven't read, I'm going to show it to you, Adamant, fantastic book about truth, finding truth in a universe of opinions. And again, right now, timing is impeccable because we hear so much noise. What is truth? And again, facts change. I'm going to tell you, things are changing right now at a rate that I've never seen before. The facts change. But the truth will never change. It is consistent. It was, it is, and it forevermore will be. And so it is imperative that we have our loin belt of truth on. One of the quotes that is actually in the Advent book says that from Ben Franklin, a half-truth is often a great lie. And we cannot allow ourselves to try to hold our armor together or try to step out on a half-truth or a partial truth. It will break down, fall underneath us. We will not have a firm foundation, a sure footing. And when talking about firm foundation or sure footing, I always think of the verse in Hebrews 6:19, which says, "Now we have this hope as a sure and steadfast anchor for the soul. It cannot slip, and it cannot break down under whoever steps out upon it. A hope that reaches farther and enters into the very certainty of the presence within the veil. For we have this hope as a sure and steadfast anchor for our soul." We think about that anchor much like the loin belt of truth. It keeps you in place. Keeps you founded, keeps you firm, keeps you held. And that's just like that loin belt. So truth as an absolute, and as a parent and as a child, I am still very, very thankful that my parents had absolutes. They had boundaries. And of course, when we speak of truth, we know where those boundaries are. Absolutes are safe places. Again, knowing that it's not going to crack down beneath us and that we can set our expectations on those absolutes, knowing that they won't let us down. Knowing that our hope will not be disappointed. But we must set our expectations on truth, not on feeling, not emotion, not what somebody else says, only on truth. Now, let's get into truth. John chapter 14, verse 6. And you all know this verse. And Jesus said to them, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes to the Father except by and through me." Jesus is truth. Jesus is the Word of God. And we'll end with this verse from John chapter 1 and verse 14. "And the Word Christ became flesh, human incarnate, and he tabernacled. He fixed his tent of flesh among us, and we actually saw his glory, his honor, his majesty, such glory as an only begotten Son receives from his Father, full of grace and truth. That the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Jesus Christ is the truth, who is also the Word of God. The Word of God is truth. And it is something, the only thing, quite honestly, that I know of, that is an absolute, that has not changed, that will not change, that is strong enough for me to step out on, even when I don't see how or what or why or anything else around it. I don't clearly see the step I've got my foot on, but I know that if I have the Father's word on it, that he will see to it, because it is truth, constant. And again, he says in Exodus, when he introduces himself to Moses, he says, "Tell them I am sent you." He was and is to come. He is constant. He is always that I am. All right, I'll see y'all in the morning for our live about 9 o'clock. Bye.